What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. There's definitely some very interesting things to discuss in today's video. As you guys know, and even in yesterday's video, I did draw a very interesting thumbnail, which I will show you guys in a second. But first and foremost, I discussed in yesterday's video what is most likely going to happen for Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. And honestly, things have been playing out pretty dang close to what I've been discussing. Basically, what I've been saying is I believe there is going to be a very short-term pull to the upside, very small. And then inevitably, once we hit the resistance once again, there is going to be that drop that obviously nobody wants, but it is most likely going to happen. And in today's video, I want to talk about how we're going to profit off of a drop like that and when exactly that might happen. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoBOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can literally just DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm on my YouTube channel. Just to show you super quickly, this is what was drawn in yesterday's video in the thumbnail. And this is pretty much what I'm referencing in today's episode. And I think I'm going to make my videos kind of about this as we continue in the direction we're headed. So clearly you guys can see a couple of things. So if I reference yesterday or 2 days ago, this video I showed you guys the bigger Bitcoin weekly chart. You can see the channel, the way things are moving. Ultimately, we broke bearish, hitting C, moving back up to D, and then falling to E. If you look at this thumbnail, you would know that D is pretty much complete and we're headed to E, but that's on a weekly scale. When you zoom in ever so slightly, going down to the daily, you'll get a closer understanding of what exactly is happening. So you couldn't really see in D what exactly is going on there, but when you zoom in on the daily charts, you can see exactly what is showing. And that ultimately is we have an uptrend where we are setting higher lows every single time, ultimately leading to a point of resistance. And that is what we need to talk about. So clearly you guys can see we have a downtrend, a massive resistance. It's drawn clearly here on the 2 days ago on that video right here, this thumbnail. And you can see ultimately we are below that. So not only are we hitting the uptrend, which we knew we'd break bearish from after hitting the resistance prior, falling down here. This was a small short that we were able to profit off of. Ultimately now what is headed is there's a good chance we're going to start to swing to the upside. A small movement to the upside as we just bottomed off yesterday. And then after getting rejected, which most likely will happen, there's going to be a short to the downside. That's where my head's at. That's the plan. It is happening right now within Bitcoin actually, and we'll discuss that more in depth in a second. Otherwise, let's jump into the current coin market cap. You guys can see for the most part, markets are up 2 to 3%. It's the most we've seen in a positive direction in quite a bit. It's been a couple of days. I'd say we haven't seen this since literally back May 17th. So it's been almost 10 days now since we've seen maybe a 3% jump in the opposite direction. And it's great to see, but I do have some other things to discuss with you guys. And they're honestly not too bad, and you could definitely make some trades off of that. Yeah, so markets are green. That's great. I am definitely making trades off of this market right now. It was anticipated to swing up, as we can clearly see the higher lows are being set, but it ultimately comes with an expiration date as to where we're going to hit. As for yesterday's video, I do apologize for the problem with XRP. I figured it out. What's weird is Google Chrome needs a refresh every so often, every week or so. So I refreshed it, updated my charts. So if there's slight differences in my charts compared to yesterday, that's why. I wish TradingView would save them all. Maybe they will when I upgrade to TradingView Pro. But for right now, things are back in store. So in honor of those people that wanted me to make an XRP video yesterday, we will start with XRP. And then for those of you interested in Bitcoin, which I know you are, we'll discuss Bitcoin right after that. So in regards to XRP on the daily, we know and we've been discussing that there is a massive weekly descending triangle that has been forming on this coin for practically 3 years now, all of its life for the most part. We do have a bottom support. We have headed below here. I can even draw another horizontal line to show you guys that bottom support, the lowest it's been. We have wicks below here where we've hit all-time lows, but at the moment we do have a downtrend, a resistance, and surprisingly we are now getting sandwiched in between that resistance again. So very interesting what could be happening right now. Obviously things really don't always have to go according to plan. We could easily break bullish outside of the downtrend and explode up to our middle moving average on the weekly, up to easily 30 to 60 cents now. It used to be 80, but in the consolidation we've had, it's lowered its mouth of the, the moving average. They're getting closer, but ultimately it used to be 80. Now we're shooting more for like 67 cents, which is still fairly high considering we're at 20. That's about a 3 times in price, which is great. So ultimately, there could be that big breakout to the upside. The problem is, though, as you guys know, XRP has been a negative return on investment the past 3 years of its livelihood. Very interesting. Only 2016 to 17, I believe, did it have a massive pump in price. So if you got in then, that was a great opportunity. You can see back here. Or actually, I don't even think we were in 2016. It opened mid 2017. So if you opened it if you bought it at the first time, sold, right when we exploded, yeah, you were making a crap ton of money. But things have changed since then. And since then, we've just been on a downtrend, a very, very long downtrend. So this could be a huge support. I wouldn't get your hopes up that much. Ultimately, I am more bearish than I am bullish on XRP. And I'm gauging that by the way the rest of the market is playing out. So I do believe we're probably going to be breaking bearish, retesting 14 cents. I know that sounds bad, but long term, that's kind of where my head's at. Things change, so I'll obviously update you. I do believe we are going to head up higher, though. I do believe we're going to see another retest of 20 cents. So if you guys do think you're going to make a little bit of money from the 0.198 that we're currently out up to the 20 cent resistance that is held here, go for it, buy in. But I do think right after that test, following Bitcoin, we are going to get rejected and probably fall easily down to 17. And if things go south and Bitcoin heads down to its like $6,000 support, then there's a good chance XRP is going to tumble along with it. So definitely keep your eye open for that. Now to move on to Bitcoin, the coins that we've been talking about. Also want to give a huge shout out to everybody supporting me on my Patreon. I just checked this morning. We're at 106 patrons, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, there is going to be a ton more information posted on that, and it is extremely important that you guys stick with Patreon if you have it, because next month I really do think is where everything is going to definitely take a change, especially as you can see May 28th, we switch right in June. So I'd say ultimately like the first week into June is where we're going to see whether or not we break bearish or bullish. And I mean, obviously I'm going to be posting my trades exactly when this happens, live updating trades on my Patreon the second we see any sort of significant move, whether or not it's a short. So if you guys have me on Patreon, definitely consider sticking around for next month. It's going to be an important month for Bitcoin's history, as well as if you are not a patron on my Patreon, definitely consider signing up for that. It's a huge group. We're almost at 110 patrons now, absolutely mind-blowing. And there's a very good chance you're going to use that important information. A lot of people can vouch for me, the 100 and almost 10 people that have been on there, that it is extremely useful information in regards to when to trade. They've made some very profitable trades shared on my Patreon, and it's a huge group and a great opportunity to grow. So definitely check it out. If it's not for you, you don't have to do it, but if it is, check it out. I mean, full transparency there. Now, otherwise, moving on, and once again, huge shout out to everybody supporting me. I got to mention that because it's absolutely incredible that we've broken 100. Absolutely incredible. Took like 2 years of hard work figuring out, and finally, you guys really appreciate the content that's on there. I've listened to your feedback and I've made the changes. But moving on to Bitcoin, furthermore, here's my plan. I mean, it's very simple. I can draw it out. You can clearly see what exactly is going on with the Bitcoin price. Boom, boom, boom. Shoot up, down, up, down. Every time we hit the bottom, we usually tend to reach to the top. We've had movements here. We've had movements here, here, here. And then we had a little bit here this wick, and now we're having it once again. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 confirmations of the uptrend, 5 higher lows. Good chance we're going to be shooting up from there. This is going to be another play to make profit off of. It's definitely a moderate trade. It's not too risky. It's moderate, not conservative at all though. But ultimately, I do believe we are going to see 8,800 move up and approach $97 to $9,600 very soon. I do believe that's a good point for the coin to go. Considering it's trading at about 50 on the RSI, plenty of potential to shoot up to that level. But I do believe we are going to retest this top resistance. Ultimately, that's probably going to be the last time we see resistance being retested there. You can clearly see why we're moving up. The uptrend is clearly there as we're slowly approaching the resistance once again, but this downtrend is unstoppable, as we know, and there's a very, very good chance it is not going to hold that. I can just slightly tweak that down just like this. That looks a little bit better. I don't know why I didn't have that before, but I do believe we are going to hit this and ultimately break the bridge and fall lower, ultimately retesting 77, if not closer to $6,000. It's definitely in the forecast. We're hitting a high. The Elliot wave, I guess, got deleted when I had that there, so let's draw that out here. For those of you that want to copy that, it's right over here. Go down to Elliot wave if I am blind. Let's find that super quick. Here it is. Okay, Elliot wave, ABCD. We started it, I think it was the other way. Yeah, let's start it the other way. Boom. So we grab the Elliot wave and we start here. This is the 0 point. We go down to A. We go to B. We go to C, D, and now I do believe we're looking for an E to complete that Elliot wave formation. And then I do believe we are going to see some crazy history happening as we near the end of 2020. But ultimately, for right now, I do believe after a massive 3-month bull run we've had from a price of as low as $3,800, we shot all the way up to $10,000, which is incredible. It's now time for the bears to come back, and I do believe we're going to need some resistance and some correction to the downside. So definitely be mindful of that. Short term, I do think we're going to head up a little bit, so you can make some profit off of that. But get ready to short this because it is going to fall. For those of you interested in shorting, this is an opportunity on DueDEX. The link is in the description to both my Patreon and DueDEX. But you can check this out here. Very easy trade to make. Very easy to use very easy to use DueDEX. I do explain the trades that I want to make on my Patreon about DueDEX. It's all about DueDEX. It is an amazing platform. Very simple, easy to use, unlike some other confusing ones. I find Binance to be confusing. I mean, I know how to use it, but it is still confusing, especially for a beginner. It is very complicated. DueDEX makes this so simple. You can literally send it to your Coinbase or your Coinbase Pro, cash it out in 5 seconds. It is extremely useful and easy to use. And there is a sign-up bonus up to 70 in the description, so definitely check that out. I know we didn't talk about Ethereum and Litecoin much, but they are literally just consolidating sideways, and you can see the resistance that's coming into shape on Litecoin as well with its downtrend here. So, I mean, there's a good chance we could maybe even start to fall lower. It's definitely a possibility. Looking at this daily, we could, correct lower on all the cryptos, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens. Litecoin does show a little bit more resistance, but it could break through here, retest its middle moving average if Bitcoin heads up higher. But that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, CryptoVofficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.